All right. Seems like every single week we get these little bumps in the road that prevent us from starting directly at 8 o'clock. Oh, I am here. We are here. You are here. And I appreciate you. And I'm getting all these tons of alerts that are coming in right now. But I'm super glad. I'm super pumped up to help you with this webinar. And let me go over here to the page, see if we're updating. Looks like we are. Last week we had issues getting on, but I think this one we're pretty good. So I don't know about you, but I know that for the most part, I actually have I used to have a really difficult time just getting things in order, getting things like on a set schedule, because I'm just not around people who are like that. I don't have people who have a life where they schedule things on a day-to-day basis. They just do random things. They do it whatever. And that's the environment that I pretty much grew up in. And, aside from the fact that, yes, you get up and go to school, but for like the days off or for that, people just do whatever randomly. But if you are around people who have their own personal business, I've actually never been around people like that my entire life until I began this journey. And it looks like we got some people coming in on this awesome webinar. We got Andrew, we got Pops, we got Katie. These people are just so inspiring to me. I am so glad you guys are here. What's going on? I'm super excited, and I'm pumped up about this webinar. It's actually something that I know it's not the greatest, most exciting topic to talk about, but it is a very, very necessary one, and it's how to eliminate information overload. And I've got a few examples on how to get into this, and one of the first ones I want to get into is something that's really exciting. I literally baked my first cheesecake tonight. And yeah, it was awesome. Like putting like all the ingredients together. Like if you can have information overload, it's definitely when you're making a cheesecake. Because as soon as it's kind of funny, as soon as I busted out all the ingredients, it was funny how I found it. I was actually looking for my meals to make for the week, and I came across something that was trending, and it was cheesecake. And I'm looking at this going, oh my goodness, I haven't had cheesecake in forever. I want to bake a cheesecake. And I watched the video. I saw how simple the instructions were. It was really clear, really easy. And so I just simply said, all right, this is it. This is what we're doing. All right, cool. And I'm telling you, I looked at this and I said, I can do this. It's laid out right in front of me. I've never made it. I've never baked anything. So I'm looking at this thing going, okay, the information is clear. I need X, Y, and Z ingredients. I need graham crackers. I'm going to get the honey graham crackers because I ate that when I was a kid. I'm going to get, I'm going to get the Philadelphia cream cheese because that's really good. And it says to leave it at room temperature. I understand why it says to leave it at room temperature now. And because it sticks to everything and you got to let it just like kind of just mellow out, And then it was saying add regular sugar. And I'm like, I don't want to add regular sugar. I want to add, what is that? That cane sugar. No, it's like what is that sugar? I have it right over there. I can't even see it. It's the sugar in the raw. So I take it and I add the sugar in the raw, but you can't add the sugar in the raw to like the same amount. You have to actually add more to it. So I doubled it, and then it tasted okay. And then I put it all together. And it said add, a tablespoon of, and it said add a tablespoon of what is this? I'm not looking at the instructions, but it was like add a tablespoon of, oh come on, help me out here. It's like vanilla. It's like, what is that vanilla? It's so kind of like vanilla extract. That was it. So, and we got Dave on here. Love you, Dave. You're awesome. Thanks for helping me out earlier today with the PHP code issue. That was cool. I got that taken care of, and now we're ready to go for that. But definitely, all these ingredients for this cheesecake was not overwhelming. It was just like clear. And then the instructions on the video was just like super duper clear. Now, if you're jumping in on this and you're listening to this and you're like, this kid was going to show me how to talk about information overload. He's talking about cheesecake. Trust me, this is how I roll. And then I go into the real details. But this is to prime the pump, to get you to think a little bit about what I'm about to tell you, because the subject is just flat out boring, but cheesecake is exciting and it just tastes awesome. And then guess what I did? I took a whole thing of blueberries, and then I said to my niece, I was like, hey, Madeline, let's do something crazy. Let's take all these blueberries, put them in a blender, and then we'll just make a big thing of like mashed up blueberries, and we'll put it inside the cheesecake mix. And she's like, oh yeah, let's do that, because to her mind it's like, it's so simple, like crush up all these blueberries and have blueberries. So that's what we did. We put it in the blender. We blended that thing up for like a full minute so that it was nice and thick. And then we put it in, and then the cheesecake turned purple. and I was like, look, Madeline, it's turning purple. And she's looking at this going, oh my goodness, it's a purple cheesecake. and we had fun doing that. But one of the things that was really, really nice is when I took the graham crackers and I was crushing this thing to no end. And I added a stick of like melted butter into it. And I started mixing it all up together. And then, man, I tell you, the smell of those graham crackers and that melted butter just like going through the air. And then I took it and I put it in the oven, and it just started to bake. That one smell, it filled the whole room up, and it was awesome. It smelled awesome. It's just two simple ingredients. It was like two. So two simple ingredients came out, and it was just smelling amazing. And I'm thinking to myself, this was so easy to do. This was so incredibly easy to make. Now, God bless my mother. You know, my mother came in and she saw me doing this. And then she started to say that, like, you know, that she has a recipe that was, now I'm already like into this. I'm already making the recipe. I'm already going full steam ahead in this one direction. I want to put all these ingredients. I want to see how this comes out. She busts out another recipe about cheesecake, and then she gives it to me, and she's like, you know, she's like, this is a good recipe too. And then she was trying to like add information in there, and it was different than the information from what I was trying to do. I was like, no, I just want to do this one. I'm already doing this and committed to it, and I just want to see it actually. I want to see what happens. I want to see what it does. You know, of course, I added the blueberries in there in the mix, and that's going to be like, well, we'll just see what that does. But for this one, I can't get my shoe off. Come on. All right, so I added all this on there, and then, you know, and then this information overload came over me, and I was trying to be, you know, calm, cool, and collected. I didn't want to say no. I wanted to say like, well, I'm just going to start with this information, and that was kind of like being pushed onto me. And I said, you know something, I just want to stick to this and see what happens. And then it was if I did that, I don't know how it would have all, and maybe it would have all turned out okay. But when there's like information overload, to me, I shut down and I don't respond. So what I have to do is I have to stay focused. And a lot of people, that's what they have to do. And that's why I told that story. That's why I told you, like, when I saw this information, by the way, where I got that from, it was called an app that's called Tasty. And it's not an affiliate product that I'm affiliated with. I don't get any kind of commissions. I don't get nothing out of this except the pure joy of seeing your reaction when you make something awesome off of that app. So if you go find the Tasty app for the iPhone, you can get it. Now, if it's Android, you're gonna have to ask a few people around or keep doing your research, because I have no clue what it is. I don't have an Android. And I don't know if I'll ever have an Android ever again. But anyway, this is what happened, is that the instructions on this were so clear. They were crystal clear. I mean, you could see right into this. Like, if I follow these instructions, I'm going to get an awesome cheesecake. Now, I'm testing a different sugar, and I threw a bunch of blueberries in there, so that might throw it off a little bit. But I'm trying to do, okay, Android's the same name. That's good. Yeah, you know, Pops, because that app's awesome. But this is what I'm trying to do. All I want to do is I want something clear, simple. I love step by step instructions. I love it because it just helps me solve a problem, you know? And so that's what tonight's webinar is all about. It's just going to be about how to eliminate information overload so that you could set a goal and hit it. That's the whole point of this webinar. So if you decide that you want to go bake that same cheesecake using the Tasty app, it's actually called American Cheesecake versus Japanese Cheesecake. And the Japanese cheesecake looks really interesting because it's kind of jiggly. And I was thinking like, oh, that looks, it's jiggly, you know? I've never made a jiggly cheesecake before. I play with a character named Jigglypuff, you know, on Smash Brothers, but that's about it. So, so I got my notes right here. I don't have another screen that I can look over, so I had to print out my notes. So if you see me looking down, it's so that I can give you the best valuable information for you, your business opportunity. But this is absolutely important. This is critical stuff because I went and bought a course and I learned this. This is actually one of the modules that they had in there. And it was about eliminating information overload. And it really is true. You have to cut out certain things and you have to introduce certain things, certain daily method of operations that I did not have and was one of the main reasons as to like why I couldn't get anything done. And to some people, they just naturally come, it just comes natural to them because that was probably the environment that they grew up in, or those are the kind of people that they hang around. Nobody just naturally can, nobody can just naturally put things together. They have to be introduced, they have to be taught, they have to be the information has to be given to them. And so with that, I want to go through these steps. And we're going to give you the first 3 pieces of information to kind of summarize this whole thing. We'll break it down, and then we can just go into some questions and answers. And if anybody has any kind of valuable information they want to add to this, you definitely want to drop it in the comments. Okay, to eliminate information overload, you must identify what is going on in your life. What is that? What exactly is going on in your life? You know, you wake up on Monday. What do you do first thing? What are you doing from the time that you get up, you eat, you go to work? You know, if you come home from work, what are your habits when you come home? Do you sit around, you just watch TV the entire night? Do you go on YouTube? Do you watch YouTube all the time? You come home and play video games? You sit around and read books for the rest of the night, you know, or what is it that you are doing? You have to identify and write down absolutely every single thing that you are doing daily. And then what are you doing the next day? And then what are you doing on the weekends? What are you doing on the days off? You have to write all this stuff down, because what we're trying to do is get to step 2, is when you identify everything, what is going on in your life. You want to, step number 2 is to eliminate as much as you can of what is not serving you. If it's not serving your business, why are you doing it? Are you really supposed to be doing it? Are you really supposed to be doing this? I know that on Sundays when I come home, I wake up Sunday morning and I go pick up my friend for church, and him and I actually serve at our church for the lighting crew. So we assemble all the lights because our church is actually renting out a school. So we go to the school, we set up all the lighting, we make sure that we have control over the house lighting, the stage lighting, and then the lighting that goes with the music. And we control the whole thing. So it's a big process of that. By the time we wake up, it's like I get up at like 6:30, and by the time I get home, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm not doing anything after that except for playing a video game and reading some books, and maybe we'll go out for lunch after that. Well, before that. But after that, I come home and I don't do anything. I don't touch my blog. I don't touch my YouTube channel. I don't touch anything. I'll probably interact with people chatting on Facebook or something. But even that, like, I try to stay away from it because it's overload. You work all week. You don't want to overload your system. People come to me all the time and they're like, I want you to start. Can you work? I don't even look for electrical work. If you're watching this video from my email list, email subscription, you know me as Rick the Electrician. I get bombarded with people. I don't even look for work. It just comes to me. People know that I'm an electrician. I've been doing it for 6 years. They come to me and they practically beg me to come over to their house and fix their problems. And I tell you what, people got a lot of problems out there, and you got to know what to do. And that I'm going to go off on a rabbit trail if I start doing that. So I don't even want to go there. Let's go back to step number 1. You want to identify what exactly is going on in your life day to day. First thing you wake up, what are you doing? What are you doing? For me, I wake up and the first thing I do is that I start to just really give thanks to my Creator. I'm alive. I thank God that He gave me another day to live. That I didn't pass away in my sleep. I'm still here. I'm alive, and I got a great purpose to make some kind of impact on somebody's life today. And I truly believe that the small things that you do. This is my personal belief here. I'm not pushing my beliefs on you. I'm just saying this is me personally, that I believe that you can make an impact on somebody's world and shift the course of their life by doing something small. You can do that. I see that all the time. Like in a song, you listen to a song, it might just make a momentary impact on you to shift you and go in a certain direction. There was a song that actually did that. There was a song that actually changed my life. So what I do is I get up in the morning and I thank God. I thank Him so much for just a new day. Like, who am I going to make an impact on today? I really want to do that. And then I get up, I come over here, I have my coffee, I have my breakfast, I'll have my spinach with my avocados, and then I'll have my, I've been trying to get back into like eating eggs as well, to have my protein in the morning. And then I'll sit down, I'll read some scripture, and then I'll think about it. And then once I'm done with that, I head out to work, and then I get to work, and then I'm there for 12 hours. And I'm just there. I'm there solving the problems there. And when I'm done with that, I get out, and the day usually goes by pretty fast. And then if I didn't make food for, to come home to, I'll go straight to Chipotle and I'll eat a burrito bowl every single night. So it's okay for a while, but you want to have some home cooked meals. You gotta prepare it like well in advance. So when I get home, it's like, man, it's like 8:30, 8 o'clock at night, mostly like 8:30 at night. So it's already really, really late for me. And I have it set up, and I'm going to show you how to do this earlier. I'm later. That you can actually set up a schedule to plan out your perfect week. And that's step number 3. So you want to identify exactly what you do in the morning when you wake up. You've got a routine. You've got a routine. You might just wake up, go straight to the shower, and get cleaned up. You may just like wake up and just do whatever. But you have some kind of routine. You have to be writing this stuff down, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to eliminate information overload. There's actually something else that's in the electrical field. It's called overload protection. And overload protection is when a motor is actually calling for too much power, and the overload protection shuts off the motor just like that in an instant. And it happens all the time. A lot of you people actually have it in your house. You don't even really know what these overload protection devices are called. That they're actually called that, but they're also called circuit breakers. So your circuit breakers are designed to protect from overload. You could have a vacuum cleaner going off, and then you hit the microwave, and then boom, there's too much power going through there, and it has to shut up. It's overload, information overload, too much overload. That's the kind of protection you need. You need to protect yourself from information overload. I hope that this is somehow connecting with one of you, that you're taking this seriously and you're going to apply this principle, because you don't want to be putting yourself in a place where you're putting too much on yourself, when one, you're only one man, and two, your gifts and talents can only go so far. If you have specific gifts and talents and you're using them effectively, then you're going to get great results. So you want to identify what's going on. You want to eliminate as much as possible, and you want to plan out your perfect week. When you are eliminating things as that do not serve you, you want to ask or hire someone to help you actually get this done, because you're not going to get it done. You need help. You need somebody else to just step in and intervene and influence you. You got to get it done. You've got to start cutting off things that do not serve you. They do not serve your audience. And you need these things to free up more time, business, pleasure, family, and faith. And then you plan the rest of your week based on those things. You start cutting things off, and then you're like, okay, now I have a plan. I've cut things out of my life. Now I have some free time. I don't watch TV at all. Some people, they wait till like a Friday or a Saturday to actually watch TV. Maybe a great show comes on at that time. I don't know. I don't actually watch TV anymore. I watch YouTube all the time. And if you just set aside some time, sometimes like I'll come home and I'll just be like, okay, one YouTube video, and that's it. That's done. No more than 15 minutes, and that's it. Because YouTube, you could watch video after video after video, because especially to people that you're subscribed to. Some people who are living the dream, yeah, it can get addictive. So what you need, let's go back to number one. Make a list of everything that you have going on in your life right now. You watch YouTube. Do you have a YouTube channel? You get a full-time job. You email marketing, Facebook Messenger, church on Sundays, books that you're reading, social media. For me personally, I'm going through the healing process of a divorce. Are you helping out friends? I was saying in the beginning of this video that I pick up a friend and I bring him to church. Are you helping out a friend? Are you working on your business when you come home from work? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? Are you trying to build your audience? It's pretty easy. I love this example. Now, I actually got all this from Mark Harbert, who was he had a simple thing that he was selling on Facebook. I bought it because the guy is crushing it on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go with this. It was like $50 or something like that. So anyway, I bought it, and the guy who was like helping him out with one of his modules was saying it's pretty easy to throw one ball into the air and catch it over and over again versus throwing multiple balls up in the air and catching them and then throwing them and then catching another one and then throwing them and catching the one. You've got to start, if you want to juggle a lot of balls, you got to start with one. You just take one thing. You throw it up, you catch it. You throw it up, you catch it. You throw it up, you catch it. This is all really clear, simple, precise things for you to start eliminating information overload. Start cutting out. If you're trying to juggle 6 balls, just put them all down, pick up one, and then just start feeling the weight of the ball. Get the timing of it just coming down into your hand. Maybe you are trying to learn how to juggle. You just start. I bet you people start teaching you to throw it up in the air, catch it with the other one. You throw the ball up and then you catch it with the other one. You throw up and then you catch it with the other hand. That's probably how they start teaching you. And then they give you like a cue to throw up another one, then throw up another one. But this is one of the things you gotta start doing this, because if you're doing too many things, you're gonna end up like me, and you're gonna start going for years doing too many things all at once. And you don't want to do that. You want to get very specific as to what you're trying to accomplish. You want to get right into the details of like, okay, this is what I should be doing. And it's important to make a not to do list. It's like, okay, I'm not going to do this because it's not serving me. It's not giving me rest. It's not serving my audience. And it's just taking time freedom away from me. The thing, how you start like figuring out how to get rid of debt, it's by saying, okay, writing out what you can start putting, how much money you can start putting away, and then start throwing money at that debt. And then eventually you'll get there. It really does take time. Business is a slow cooker. It's a slow cooker. It's a slow cooker recipe, slow cooker formula. This ain't no microwave instantaneous thing. You go to a restaurant, you sit down, you wait, and you get your food. It's the same principle. You want to get what you want, you got to start really taking this seriously as a slow cooker business. All right, so number 1, make a list of everything that's going on in your life right now. Number 2, how many businesses are you currently trying to build, and what are they? Right? Okay, so how many businesses are you currently trying to build, and what are they? Right now, I've got 3. I've got a whole nother website that I was building. It was called Wicked Cool Gadgets. I got the whole thing set up. I got it built, but then at the same time, I was like, I was trying to do my blog, and then with my blog, I was doing my YouTube marketing channel, and then I had another YouTube channel. So I had like 4 things, like all at the same exact time. And how many businesses are you trying to build? Just build one. And that's really what you got to start doing. So you got to start identifying what's going on, and then eliminate what you're doing, and then plan throughout the week what you're going to do. Does everything that you currently do integrate perfectly? I love this. Now, does everything you currently do integrate perfectly with each other? If not, how do they conflict? I.e., do you have totally separate businesses? Does everything divide your time? Everything needs to flow in a sequence. And this is where people get a little caught up. Like they'll go into, when they're going to build if you're into email marketing, if you're into network marketing, and you know what capture pages are, if you know what email marketing is, if you know about building an audience, engaging the audience, selling to your audience, if you know what these things are, there's a sequence to the whole matter. To build the audience, you need a capture page, and you need a system behind it. But you need to be doing things in sequence first. You've got to build that capture page first, and that's all you're going to focus on. You focus directly on that. You focus on that. You focus on building your capture page. Now, if you're coming into this and you don't understand that, that's okay. You'll learn that down the road. Maybe you have to come back to this a couple times to see what all that is. But that's okay if you don't understand what that is right now. We're talking about doing things in sequence. We're talking about doing things in order so that you have the results that you want. With that, you want to focus on your capture page first. Get that done. Start branding yourself. Get it out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get done. It's got to get integrated with MLSP. It's got to get integrated with Aweber. Get it all tagged up. Get it all ready to go. And once you start getting leads into it, they start handing you their phone number. Then you can start calling those leads. And then from the capture page, you just send it directly to the sales page. And the sales page could just be, before that, it can just be like a simple thank you page for opting in. Here's the button to go to the sales page. And then you know what I'm saying. If you're into all this, I don't have to really go into explaining. We're not going to do that tonight. But then from there, you can do, it'll get sent them to your email follow-up. Now, I know that this was part of a big struggle for me, is that getting the email follow-up right in order. You really should have 7 to 10 emails ready to go. So when people opt in, it just sends them out, boom, 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 sequentially when they opt in. Of course, over this period of time of 2 weeks. But once you have that all set up, then you can start building on the next thing. So how many traffic methods are you using, and what are they? Start writing all these things down. How many traffic methods are you using? Are you trying to get good? Are you trying to get amazingly good at just one platform? That one platform everybody says you should just go right back to? Or are you trying to do 4 things at once? So you're trying to do YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TwitFace, whatever that is. Are you trying to do all those things? You can't. You have to focus. I'm going to do this one particular traffic source, then that's it. I'm gonna get 10 leads a day. If you're aiming to get 10 leads a day with just one traffic source, you're trying to get a result that you're definitely gonna start. Then you can move on. If you set it up so that you're gonna get done, you're like, okay, I have time now to start something else. Then you can definitely go for it. You should. So how many completely different websites do you currently operate, and what are they? Now, this is specifically talking about websites. Or you've built a couple websites, you've got a few things going. I've got my 2 YouTube channels, I've got this webinar, I've got my my blog, I've got a capture page, and I've got my Wicked Cool Gadgets site, and maybe another one out there. I don't know. So I've got 6 things. I got 6 websites out there that are doing something, that are trying to get trying to get traffic to my capture pages. That's what I'm trying to do. How many courses? This is an interesting one. How many courses and information products have you purchased over the last year, and what were they? Did you complete them and implement their strategies? Now, I know that there are courses that I've bought that I started really strong. I was going all the way through it. And then I was like, wow, this person got amazing results. And then I bought that person's course, bought that woman's course. And then I went in, jumped right in. And I was going through, got halfway. And then I saw somebody else's course, and then I just started to do those. I just started doing that. I started buying multiple courses. And then I'm like, like, this is exciting. All these people are getting results, and like they really are living the dream. And can't do that. I've had leaders come up to me, leaders that I respect, and they reach out to me, and I tell them, look, I love your content. I love what you're doing, but I have got so many courses right now, and I'm trying to focus on just one thing, and I want to get the results from that. But in the future, maybe we'll see what happens. And I'm sure you know what I'm saying. You've got people looking up, like reaching out to you and saying, hey, I want to take, I want to show you some information that might help you out. And maybe it would. Maybe it would. Maybe you need to think about this. Maybe you need to say, like, hey, something? I've got a lot on my plate right now. Maybe I need to get this moth out of my face. Where's it? I don't even know where that came from. Hope it didn't go in my mouth. That would be kind of nasty. But what's moth? It's just like flying. Oh, is it on my head or something? I don't know. But yeah, you buy like Chris is saying, like Pops is saying, you buy courses, you're like, yeah, man, this course is awesome. And then you buy books. And I literally I've probably got like 16 books right now. And there might be like another book on the way here. I don't know. Like, I really have just gotten on this book craze where I want to go on like a nice vacation and just sit by the beach and just read all of them, like a book a day. Just sit there and like Johnny Five from Short Circuit, and just like, and you know what I'm saying? You've seen that movie. You know what it is. There are people who will probably go out there and search what the Short Circuit Johnny Five movie, and then he reads a book. That's kind of what I want to do right there. But how many books and how many courses do you have? Have you purchased? 6. All right. So, 16 books? That's cute. Well, how many books you got? What you've got? Like, you probably got what? Katie Stage. How many books you got? 16 books. That's cute. I'll show you. I read a book a day, and I don't have like 365 books in my library. What's up with that? I actually knew a pastor. He had a huge library. He had a massive biggest personal library I've ever seen. So yeah, and we've got to give up some weight too. Now I can. Books. All right. So how many books do you got, Katie? I want to know in this chat right here. How many books do you got? You probably got more than me though. Well, you got time now. I mean, you could definitely go out there and just crank out a book a day or something like that. All right, so how many courses in information products have you purchased over the last year, and what were they? Did you complete them and implement their strategies? All right, so I look at the products that I bought and all that, and I probably I've got a ton of them out there. I've got several courses that I purchased, and I've spent thousands of dollars just like on this thing, man. All right. But, I'm guilty of it, because like I want it bad. I spent, the first course that I actually bought, I spent $500 on it. And I got to tell you, like when I first bought it, I actually didn't know what I was buying. I got into it, I bought it, and I said to myself, I bought a bunch of videos. I'm looking at this and I'm going, are you kidding me? Oh, man. Oh. All right, so 30. I knew it. I was like, she's probably got double my books. All right. So that's fine. So, but the first course that I bought, it really was like $500. And then I looked at it and I was like, why did I buy a bunch of videos? I could have probably found this on YouTube. But then again, it's the shortcut to actually get that information. When you're buying a product, when you're buying information products, you're actually buying the shortcut to get to those products. Because if you don't buy that product, you are going to have to spend about 4 years to get all that information. And that's really the truth, is that's about what it took for me. It took me about 3 to 4 years just to get that information. And it's just worth it. You know, when you just go ahead, you get started now, you buy the information products, you buy copywriting, mastery, you buy, you know, you just buy the training, you get information right there. That's what you need. You know, if you're taking this business seriously, that's what you got to do. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be spending time away from family trying to find this information on YouTube, which you probably could. It could take you a long time. It's just going to take a lot longer. And it's going to take a lot of videos. So number 7, how much time do you currently spend each day on the social networks and an email doing unproductive work? You know, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. How much time do you currently spend each day on the social media network and in on email doing unproductive work? Now, I don't spend hardly any time looking at emails. That headline's going to catch me or it's not. If I read it and it's nothing, I ain't doing it. I ain't clicking on that. I ain't even going to read it. That headline's going to connect with me and what I want, what I want to read. If it doesn't, I don't click on it. And which is why it's really important to know, like, your list of what they want. What is it that they want to read about? What is it that what information are they looking for? It's really important to know that information. So how much time are you spending on the social media network? Write this stuff down. This is how to eliminate information overload. Because if you're spending 2 hours a day just like scrolling Facebook, right? You're scrolling Facebook. Oh, a funny monkey video. Oh, I'm going to watch that one. Oh my goodness, you know, Kilauea is blowing sky high. I got to watch that on YouTube. Or, oh, look at this. A tasty app. How to make a cheesecake. You know, I got to watch this video again and again and again and again. And not make the cheesecake. You know, how much time are you actually spending doing that? You know, you can't be. You gotta eliminate this kind of stuff. All right, then you want to make number 8. You want to make a list of all the active subscriptions that you are paying for, right? MLMs, affiliate programs, courses, software. What are you paying for every single month that you are just you haven't checked it out in a month. You haven't looked at it in 3 months. You have not logged in for 6 months. And you're just paying every month for that. Stop doing that. Make a list. And then you say, okay, I made a list. This is the stuff I haven't touched in 6 months. Go in and cancel your subscription. Saving tons of money doing that. There's subscriptions that I had on there that I was an affiliate for, and I was not trying to promote it whatsoever, so I cut it off. I canceled it. And then it saved me like $10 a month. And then there's another one that I haven't touched in a long time. I'm about to go and cancel that one as well. Because I just don't, it's not making an impact on me. So I'm not gonna use it. Maybe it will down the road, but as of right now, this is not doing it for me. Wow, Chris, you got 41 books in Kindle, and you got 13 in Audible, and man, that's definitely that information is definitely you. You know what I'm saying, Katie Stage. All right, so then what you want to do is you want to have a blueprint for your morning, and you want to think of the word savers, silence, You want to spend 5 to 10 minutes per day in absolute silence. 5 to 10 minutes in total silence. And you want to spend 5 to 10 minutes on your affirmations. You know, that, the kind of person that you are, the kind of person that you are going to become, and always meditating on the things of like, this is exactly the kind of person that I am. I am fun to be around. I love to have conversations. I love sparking up conversations with new people. I love seeing people come alive. I love people just growing into a better human being, better person. Does sleep count? I don't know. Maybe it does. You want to have visualizations. So this is the acronym SAVERS. You want to be silent for 5 to 10 minutes. You want to have affirmations, 5 to 10 minutes. And these are all 5 to 10 minute increments. And if you increase your silence for 5 to 10 minutes a day, you're going to have like a dramatic sense of like, you're going to be able to pay attention more. If you just maybe, sometimes like I physically can't be, I cannot be silent in my mind for 5 minutes. I can only be like, I can literally think of nothing, but it's momentary. It's very, very momentary. I could literally shut off and not think about anything. And I think guys have a better better way of doing that than women do. But if I want to just like sit in silence, I'll actually go outside and I'll listen to the birds. I'll listen to the way the wind is blowing through the trees. And then I'll close my eyes and I'll feel the sunlight on my face. And I'll smell the breeze. I'll smell the air. And I'll just sit there. And then, I'll sit there in silence. Like this morning, I had a bonfire last night in my fire pit. So I went back outside this morning and I wanted to see if there were any kind of like coal still going, and there were. And the fire had been out for like, I don't know. The fire had been out for about I walked away from it at like midnight, and I got out there at around 7:30, and there was still coals burning inside there. And so I looked at it, and so I made another little fire, and I was like, I'm going to have a fire in the morning, and I'm going to have my coffee right next to it. And it was really, really nice. It felt like camping. It really did. It felt like I was camping. And I started to have a little fire, and I sat there in total silence, and I just listened to the sound of the wood burning and the crackling of the fire. And I felt the heat coming on me, which was kind of cool in the morning. And the air smelled really good, and it just felt good to have some coffee and listen to that fire and smell it. And it was really good. And then you would have visualizations. You want to visualize yourself for 5 to 10 minutes already stepping into the vision. I'm already, that's what I'm doing on a daily basis. You need to visualize yourself being in that place. Being in that place of success, being in that place of I'm already successful. I'm traveling across the country. I'm continuing to travel across the country. I'm sitting out there every morning, having a fire in a new place. I'm having the most wonderful conversation every single day with someone who actually wants to be with me. I'm having those visions. I'm going to have those things, because they are good things. So for the next 5 to 10 minutes, you want to do some exercise. You want to do you want to get up and go for a nice walk. If you wake up and you go for a walk, there's a guy out here. I have no idea if he is homeless. I have no idea if he lives somewhere. But that dude is walking every single day, every single morning for the last 2 years. Rain or shine, that dude is out there. He's just going for a walk. An elderly man, but that's what he does. He just has that exercise. And then you want to spend 5 to 10 minutes reading every single morning. Now, this is just to get started. You could take this and just start bumping it up to 20 minutes a day. And imagine what you could do. If you read for 5 to 10 minutes a day, that's about a page a day. A page. You've got 10 pages. So if you just read, and you just flip through it, you can knock out about 10 pages. So if you do some personal development, if you go through some spiritual books, I personally read the Bible, and I encourage you to also read that book. It has dramatically changed my life. You could also, for the last one, so you do some reading, and then you work on a script or writing for 5 to 10 minutes. So that's the acronyms for SAVERS: silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, script, or writing. Now, you don't have to knock out every single one of them in order, but you can try to do your best to get like 4 out of the 6 a day. Get 4 of them done. And then you start doing it. You start meditating on these things. You start like, this is how I eliminate information overload. You sit in silence. You affirm who you are, what you're called to do. You visualize yourself stepping into the vision of what the person you're supposed to be. And you want to start exercising. I want to get back into exercising. I really don't. I'd have to start cutting out things like in my business if I were to exercise right after work. And that's after a 12-hour shift. I have to get this work. I have to make this work so I can get out of this. So I can be, my own boss. And I visualize myself actually getting there. So visualization, exercise, reading, writing, scripts. Get into that habit. Start doing these things, and you will have a wonderful goal for your life. You'll know exactly how to eliminate information overload. So you want to identify what is going on in your morning, what's going on throughout the day, what's going on in your evening. If you want to know more about how to have a walk with God, come to me personally. Come find me on Facebook. If you have questions about that, you should be asking about that. What's going on in your life? And then you want to eliminate as much as possible to what's not serving you. You want to eliminate that completely. You want to cut it out of your life. And you're going to need help to do it, because you haven't been doing it yourself. You're going to need outside help. You can have your family do it, or I'm sure you can go onto Fiverr.com and hire somebody to help you, just like to give you a great opinion and help just knock that out. So thank you guys for just like adding into all the value of this, just like interacting with each other and like encouraging each other and just like teaching, just like feeding each other. I really appreciate that. I'm so encouraged whenever I see you guys doing that. That means so much to me. I love seeing that. I love seeing people get the help that they need right there in the conversation that's going on right and below. So identify what's going on. Eliminate stuff that is absolutely not serving you, your audience, or your future potential. And then plan out your perfect week, because now you know what to do. Now you've identified what you need to do. You've cut stuff out, and now you've got all this free time. That's what you want. You want to have free time. You got to start doing that. So that's the webinar for tonight. Eliminating information overload, getting you into the mindset of, rewarding yourself with free time. You really need that, man. If there's anything that's precious in this world, it's free time. My employer, he almost said I didn't have to come into work the next day. He almost did. He's like, you know, we need you tomorrow. And I was like, all right, man, you got it. It's fine. But at the same time, I was like, I wish he didn't. I wish he said, you know what, forget it. Yeah, I mean, I lose a lot of money every time he doesn't, you know, if I don't work 4 days. If I work 3 days, then yeah, it's like 12-hour shifts, 36 hours versus 48. Yeah, it's a big difference. But time freedom, man. That's it. That is definitely more important to me than money. And I would definitely take it. If I was making less, but I had time freedom, you better believe I'd be on that. I'd be on that so fast, instantaneously, no questions about it, nothing. Time freedom is definitely the most important thing. You can figure out how to get more money. There's always a way where you can figure out how to make more money. I could do side work for electrical side work. I got a lady who's constantly begging me, bugging me to just like come over her house. I mean, don't you think I could figure out how to like build a customer list, engage with them, and start going over there and solving their problems, and then get paid for it? Of course I could. Do I really want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But anyway. So guys, thank you so much. You are the best crew ever. I love having every single one of you on here. You are so awesome. You're definitely so supportive of this channel, of me, of each other, and you are an amazing crew. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the chat. And I just spit out like a camel. Thank you so much. I hope this was entertaining to you. I hope the moth did not fly in my mouth. I hope my cat did not bite me today, so that's a big plus. He's over there sleeping right now. But I gotta get going, and thank you so much for coming out here. Thanks, guys. And that was a cute comment, Katie. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go over to this, and we are out of here.